What's up, my precious little pack, and welcome back to VEGA Conflict. There's a few things I'm going to talk about. First off, the alien decimation, naturally, for the prize list that I typically give out, what I would recommend based on what I have either used or fitting I see as being potentially useful. As well as that, I'm going to talk about a lower level fitting for tier 3 ships that I use to be able to get into the Xeno division to allow lower levels to do the same. So if you have tier 3 ships, the following fitting will be for you, but I'll talk about that later. First off, I'm going to open up the mystery box that I got from Santa. This is hilarious, even I have to admit. And even I have to admit, it's going to be pretty funny. What's in the mystery box? What do we get from Kixmas? I got resources, blood amber, more resources, more resources. So expect blood amber in the boxes. Okay, that's fine. Next up, let's talk about the Secure Rebel channel where you can get info on the events that are going on and stuff like that. It's actually live. The in-game feed is live. The news feed, at least. But there's quite a bit in here, and I'm not going to say much on it. I actually would like to hear, before I make a video or talk about this, what are your thoughts on this? Having it in-game over having CM Chris post it. Yes, we can all see the points pay out, stuff like that, and we can all know, well, that's garbage compared to what it was before. Let me know. I'll make a video at a separate time. But let's take a look at the main thing I wanted to look at, the alien decimation today. Prizes, prizes, prizes. We have the turrets for the base, and that's each type of turret that's been released so far. Well, actually no, we're missing the pulse cannon. But we have the Xeno Eclipse Driver level, the heavy version. Heavy Xeno Eclipse Driver. Well, not Eclipse, just heavy Eclipse Driver. I haven't been playing the event yet, but I'm going to pick up on it later today after I take care of some stuff. But let's jump right into it. First off, let's skip right down to the bottom if we don't have anything. And let's take a look here. First thing I'm recommending, unlock the Paladin Carrier, Exoface Shield 3 for it, Tungsten Armor level 1 for it, Harmonic Chase Thruster 3, Harmonic Agility Field Generator, and go for the Alien Squadron. Well, the Alien Drones, where are they at? I scroll past them, or are they not here? Okay, it would appear as though the Alien Drones are not here, so go with the mix. Go 2 Yellow Jacket Drone level 1. 2 Red Hawk drone level 1. 2 Blue Tail drones level 1. And that'll just about do it for your Paladin fit. Next up, resources if you need them. If not, let's jump back up here. Next up, the Pegasus. I've been using mine a bit more and I'm actually enjoying it quite a lot. Strafing almost completely sideways and firing is actually quite reliable and entertaining to watch the AIs fight that, so that'll be good for farmers, provided you use it correctly. And the PvP potential, as everyone knows from frigates, is always a good thing. So I could recommend it. And if you can, pick up at least 1 elite credit, because they're going to be hard to get throughout most of the time, and being able to pick one up now for your ship is going to be a benefit. Next up, I can recommend the Xeno Eclipse Driver 3 because I used the Heavy Eclipse Driver 3 because I used the Xeno version. And for anyone who doesn't have the Xeno version, that's one step closer to it. And that's always a good thing to put on your battleships or destroyers. As for the base, oh, that's hilarious. Oh yeah, that's completely right and justified. That's garbage. compared to the actual Xeno Eclipse driver that we have on the ships, that's a piece of garbage. Wow. Okay, I can't recommend the turrets because they're worse than the actual ship version for a change. Okay, skipping that. You got your Redeemer missiles. I do like how they function on the Pegasus, so I can recommend getting the heavy version. And I already have the Xeno version, so I don't have to worry about that. But if you're going to go with the explosive-based frigate ship, the Pegasus, you're going to need to pick up the Pyrean fuel as well so you can kick up the range to have the same range as a destroyer on your frigate. So make sure you pick that up along with the Redeemer missile level 1. Next up, it's the Pegasus, and you're going to be fighting PvP a lot, or you're going to be fighting AIs. So, Harmonic Agility Field Reactor and the Harmonic Warfare Reactor are both ones I'd recommend if you want to get just a little bit more shield boost out of it, but lose one of the additional slots out of the 5 that it freaking has. Go ahead and take the Harmonic Siege Reactor as well. So if you do happen to take it into base, well, you're going to have a little bit more base damage as well. But mix that along with, let's go back down here. Mix that along with the Harmonic Exophase Shield level 1 on the ship, unless you want to put level 3 for the additional armor, which I myself did. As well as Tungsten Armor level 1. I fitted on there as much as I could. I fit everything on there as much as I could for a change. And that's the Pegasus. Now let's hop back up here. If you can, pick up the Gladiator battleship for any of you who do PvP, because once you get the Void Eclipse driver, that's going to be the main fit for your battleship. So just get the ship and start building blank holes until they get that, then start refitting. So you PvPers or mixed fleet players can add this to your lineup along with some strong weaponry for it. I can't recommend the Ravager Cutter, nor can I recommend the Berserker Cruiser unless you have the range booster for the Berserker Cruiser. But I'm going to fill out my blueprints thing as I play through the game, so that will eventually be one of them. Harmonic Beam Capacitor, that's one I can recommend due to the harmonic warfare that it gives, and I would recommend it on cruisers or battleships just to increase their damage output as well as the range, as well as increase the overall fleet damage output. I haven't got it yet, but I'm going to definitely make sure that it's my top priority during this event. Let's take a step back up. Enforcer Battleship, I could recommend picking it up as long as you're going to pick up a few Eclipse drivers. And the other Eclipse drivers down here, I don't know why they didn't keep them all together, because it would have made a little bit more sense to bring these ones up. But along with that, let's take a look. Harmonic Siege Casing level 3. It does increase damage versus bases, so I could see it along with the Destroyer being used in basing, so yeah, I could recommend it. And I'm going to pick up the Xeno Siege Casing for myself, because I have the alien version of the Eclipse driver already, so I just need to pick some stuff up. But I think that's it for the fitting, for most of the fittings, for the prizes as well. And if you can, pick up the Axis Division tokens, because it's always nice to skip a little bit of the build time. The prices, though, for them are a bit overboard, as always, but can't ask for everything in the game. But now on to the next point. I said I'd talk about it, and I'm going to. That was a nice lockup. Lower level tier 3 fittings with a tier 2 carrier. So let's say you have the mid guard, mark upgrade it, make sure it has some defense for itself. And let's hop over to the main fitting. You're going to want to mark upgrade these because you're going to want to get the best out of them that you can. So if you want to use them straight out of the gate right after they've been built, go right ahead, but you're not going to be able to fit everything that I have on here on them. First off, I went for long-ranged heavy energy damage. You could easily dump the range and go for additional cargo space, or just remove it and boost your armor and shielding. Except for I would recommend keeping the shielding down, because I've managed to keep them all at under 2 hours repair time per ship. This one needs to be refitted. But each one of the cruisers will be essentially this fitting, and the objective of them is to fight low-level alien hives. It's how I got into the Xeno division in the first place, and I used a mixed fleet of them. Now, I didn't mix multiple different tiers. I mixed the same tier, except for I mixed battleships, cruisers, and the Midgard. You're going to do the same thing. Let's take a look to see if I have Fury. I should have one, because I remember using it a lot. Oh, I removed the fitting. The fitting is a mix of energy cannons and explosive weaponry. Explosives to keep squadrons off your carrier and your other battleship, and it's going to be a mirror type build. You're going to have the exact same thing on your other battleship. But you're going to go with a range boost for energy weapons, 2 explosive weapons, and then nothing but energy weapons across the board. Then you're going to go with a metaphase level 1 or level 2, your choice. You're going to absolutely put you're going to absolutely put your binary thrusters for strafing, or you're going to put your fusion. I'd put the fusion to increase its standard movement speed and turning speed. And then armor, I'd just say put whatever you want on, or leave it blank. I would most likely leave it blank because it only has one job. Help get the fleet in close to drop the main attack fleet, which is a few of these cruisers, which will be fitted like this for high damage. And their job is to close in to the hive, destroy it, and then the cruisers will leave the rest of the group, leaving the carrier and the 2 battleships. And you'll take the cruisers in to destroy the hives, while the battleships and stuff still close in while covering the cruiser, covering the carrier, until you're within range for all the ships. You'll still use your battleships to cover each other and the carrier, but now you'll be in the range of the carrier to also attack to add its DPS to the overall attack, which, compared to the rest of the ships, it's mediocre, but I mean, you can't ask much of the Midgard. But I went for the longest range fitting, but the highest damage fitting is the Bomber Squadron, which I'll do a separate fitting, and I'll show that off in a different video. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave it here. If you have any fittings that you would like to recommend to the lower levels. Oh, and most of the tech that I used on those ships you're going to have to farm up. So I'd recommend looking at Manny Gaming's farming fleets, his farming guide. That's MANNIGAMING, of course. And it's 2 separate words, Manny and Gaming. And I'd recommend going over the playlist and finding the farming fleets, the farming guide, and taking care of that and getting that out of the way for you lower levels. So this is a high level and a low level video. But that's going to be it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps. And as always, I'll see you all later.